It always comes to this. More nice. Back again to do another tattoo progress update video today. Where I last left off, I had shown off both sides of the roses that I've just had done by Terry. As you can see, they're fully healed now, so a little bit more of that pink showing through again. Again, these were bright red before, and we went over them now for the second time with white, and we'll probably have one more pass to do to get the last of that pinky tinge out and turn it into more of like a skin tone, because what I'm going for with the white and black highlights is, white and black work is more of like a black and gray rather than like red. So, because like they were bright red. So in order to tame that red out, it'll be probably 3, maybe even 4 passes of white. Again, not super easy to do, but super doable if you are patient and don't mind getting your head tattooed, which I don't. It's one of my more preferred places to get tattooed. I also showed off both armpits. This being the second one we did, and it's fully healed now, and that's basically what you get. So again, there's a couple different types of red in there, some pink and green and yellow highlights. And this side being the first side, we'll need to highlight that again. We're probably going to do both of them again, the color anyway. That should only be like an hour-ish, so I don't mind that. And you're not doing the black, it's a lot less to manage. My arm's a little sore today. I kind of pulled something working out. Not to, be that guy, but you know, I'm in the gym quite a bit and feeling a little banged up today. Just something up here, it's a little tender. So I'm moving a little stiff. Yeah, we got finished a little earlier today at the shop, and normally I don't do these vlogs until after my tattoo session is healed, but yeah, I took the chance, and so I'll show off what Rick and I got up to. I had been talking about this for a while. I've been dreading doing this one, but we got this bad boy mostly finished. I think Rick expected to get it fully finished, but as you can see, there's that tail end there. We did 3 hours on it, maybe just a little over 3 hours on it. He even got into the shop early, which is like pretty wild for Rick, because if anyone's watched my video all about my tattoo artist Rick, if you haven't, go check it out. But anyway, you'll understand that Rick is kind of work at your own pace, on your own time kind of guy, and so for him to show up early, I think it's because he knew there was a lot of work in this. Even then, like all those little details on the rib and stuff, I wasn't really upset that we didn't finish it. We can come back and get that part on my love handle right there, another session. We already talked about, we're gonna do this little guy under here that's almost completely vanished, and the one on the side we're gonna finish up in the same session, because this wouldn't have been enough on its own. This on its own is probably going to take us 2 hours to rework, and as I'm pointing to it, I can barely see it, so I don't expect anyone else can really see it. But we got to do the black, we got to line it, we got to do all the white in there, and so yeah, it's going to be maybe an hour, hour and a half for that guy. But when we come back over here and get the back end of this, that's probably only going to be 45 minutes to an hour. So even doing the two at the same time is probably going to be a bit of a shorter session. As you can see, my sides are filling out pretty good. There's just a few spots left to do on each side. We'll probably touch the red again and the silver and white as we go, but there's these little spots in here and little spots in here, and I think there's one back here where we did the black shading in the middle, but we haven't done the white. So we have that on either side. I think this side has a little bit more of that, and so that's where we'll be heading next. I don't know how much we'll get done. We'll probably be like one side per session, Maybe we'll get both sides done. I don't know how fast Rick will be moving. I don't know how much he'll want to do that day, but I think it's doable to do both sides in one session, but if not one session, we'll do them in 2. So in that time, whether it's a week from now or 2 weeks from now, all the filler shading will be done. So from there, obviously, as I mentioned, we'll be hitting that tentacle, finishing it, and doing the little one in here by my belly. And then that's basically all the main work done. The idea was never to have this super pop out. Like, it was never going to be super clear from distance. It's over blackout, although some parts are going to stick out a little more than others. The intention was always just to create work over the black that would last, and I think we're getting there. We figured it out. So I can sign off on that for the most part now. I've mentioned before, but I want to do some new color in the eye. Again, we're going to change the eye. We're probably going to do some work on the teeth again. The teeth have actually been done 5 or 6 times, and the eye itself has been worked on I don't even know how many times, but I think that the color needs to be redone. I have some ideas about what I'm going to do with it. I think we're going to do all kinds of insane color in there, and so it's going to be completely different face for the eye again. And then after that, people have been asking about it, and it's not going to have to wait much longer. We're going to be onto the chest piece finally, the new chest piece that we're doing over the black. It will be a full color chest piece, as I've said multiple times now. And when I say full color, I mean we're going to do even more experimentation than we have so far there. It'll be like Rick's talking about doing some blues in there and purples, and we're just going to kind of throw the kitchen sink at it. I know what it's going to be. I've shown off some references in some vlogs recently, but the more color over black that we're doing, like in my armpits and stuff like that, the more I'm kind of realizing, like, whenever we get to my sleeves, I want to start out in such a way, like I don't really want to mess about with this idea of getting a black and gray style composition like we've done with the torso. It's kind of evolved to the point now where I know we can do kind of whatever we want, and we didn't start out knowing that. We had to learn that. So this is in no way saying I regret the way we've done the torso. What it is saying, though, is that because this work is ever evolving, when we get the full color sleeves done and the full color chest, which I think the sleeves are going to move faster than the torso, they're just not as big. I mean, the size of an arm compared to the entirety of a torso, the front, and also the fact that we're starting out with the right black, and Rick knows better how to saturate this stuff. So I'm just expecting that the arms are going to go real quick, and so when we're finished the full color sleeves, well, real quick for us, so that's still probably 6 months, maybe a little more, who knows. But anyway, it will feel quite a bit faster than what I've been doing, to me and probably to the people following this project. It's gonna seem to happen really quick. Anyway, when we're done with all of that, we'll be on to, I think, before I head to my legs or my back or anything like that, because people keep asking about what my plans are if there. I do have plans, but it takes time to get there. So I try not to get too carried away when I'm planning big projects. It's easy to have pie in the sky hopes, but it's a better approach to stay thinking about 1 or 2 things at a time. I'm not saying get little things all over the place, but like keep your scope reasonable. Lay it out, but approach one thing at a time, right? Like 1 or 2 things at a time. Like I've got Terry working on some little things, and I've got Rick working on the big torso. There's a reason I haven't started the sleeves yet. I want to get the torso done first and then move on. More to the point, once I have the sleeves done to a point where I'm happy with them, I think what's going to end up happening is we're going to learn even more, because we're going to be doing full color sleeves. I don't know exactly which colors it's just going to be a learning experience. Again, we're going to try all kinds of things, right? So I don't know what that's going to look like long term or down the road, but I know that they're going to be full color as much as you can do over black. Once we get those done, I'm probably going to end up adding a little bit of color into the roses on my neck and color into the rose on my hand as well. People have been asking if I'm ever planning on doing any red highlights in the roses, and I've always kind of thought of that, but I didn't want to do that until after I had more color work, because I don't want just floating pieces. It's the same reason why, like, yeah, we have the red here and we have the red bits all throughout my torso now, and my armpits and underarms and stuff like that, and in the eyes of the tentacles. But I want to have this big centerpiece here, really full color, and then with the revamped color in the eye, then all of a sudden color makes a little more sense in my suit. Whereas right now, just putting color in these roses, and if I ever decide to do any color in this moon, which I thought about doing some yellow tinges in there, maybe even some blue highlights in there. Those kinds of things make more sense suddenly when there's color other places, and color is incorporated into my overall aesthetic again. Now it's funny because people are gonna, and even I've had a little laugh over, like at the shop here, Kevin and I, the guy who does Remy Reacts and podcast with me, we joked about the fact that I went from color to all black and now back to color. And it's never like I didn't like color, it's just the way that suit wasn't the way I wanted it to. And I've done countless videos about that matter, a subject. If you ever want to know the story about why I blacked out originally, it's very well documented even on this YouTube channel, why I blacked out parts 1 through 3. It's not a simple matter, there's a lot that goes into that. But anyway, yeah, I'll be, this time a year or two from now, I'll be a lot more colorful than I am. There's always going to be black, obviously, you're doing it over blackout, but there's going to be a lot of color. I'm just with that knowing that it will be a bit darker overall. The whole look will be colorful but dark. So that being said, yeah, learned a lot working on this torso and kind of coming to near the end of it. When I say that, it means within a few months. But when you consider the scope of, I've been working on this for going on 2 years, then a few months is near the end. And so it doesn't feel anywhere near final when I consider the fact that I'll be going back to add highlights and color and stuff to things eventually. I already know I'll probably end up changing the color of the tentacles after I get the sleeves finished. But it's finished. It will be finished soon for now. So it feels rewarding to know that I'm getting close to that point where I can take some time off working on ribs and stomachs and armpits and belly buttons and nipples and all kinds of fun stuff that I've been doing for the last over a year and a half now straight. It'll be so nice. Like when I hear people talk about, oh, I got my arm blacked out and it was so sore, I'm like, man, what I would do for a day working on my arms again. Perspective is a hell of a drug, by the way. Anyway, in other news, I do have another little appointment booked. I've got something in the books with Terry kind of once a month. We're going to be doing like we did in these roses, which, as I said, would fade a bit, but not completely. They've stayed about the same as the ones on my neck. We're going to do this same thing throughout all my filigree on my face. So again, not super bright, just there to give texture and a little more clarity. So that's coming up here this month. I think probably 3 weeks from now. And then after that, we'll either do another pass on these, or I'm going to do another palm tattoo with Terry. I've not really discussed that yet. I'll get into that soon. But I plan on doing a palm tattoo. And then I might, well, I'll keep my next plans a little close to home for now. But I've got all kinds of little projects that I've got in mind for working with Terry over the next few months. So that'll be exciting for the channel and for my social media in general. I think some of the things I've got planned with him are going to be, I think, surprising and very rewarding for me as well. So anyway, if you guys have enjoyed this one, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I'll talk to you guys again soon.